Hi, welcome to the Tabs and Icons video series. In this video, we're going to look at some very important functions in Microsoft Excel used for data analysis. My name is Karo Ezuzu, and I'll be taking you through this video. The first function we're going to look at is the rank function. Then we'll look at the max and min functions. Then look at the large and small function, and we'll wrap up with the XLOOKUP function. Now, the XLOOKUP is available only to subscribers of Excel 2016 version and later versions. So if you have a lower version, you won't have the XLOOKUP. But of course, there are other functions that can be used to achieve the same purpose, like the index and match, which I have covered in a separate video. Now let's look at our data and what these functions are used for. We have this data performance report of about 70 staff. January, February to March, we have the total. Let me take out this. Now, this is the total performance of each of the staff. What are we expected to do? Let's look at our requirement. One, we're required to assign position to the staff based on total performance for the quarter, which means if we pick the first staff, Uzoigwe, who had a total deposit of 218, we're saying, what position has this guy? Is it the first person? Is it the third? Is it the 20th? Is it the 40th? That is what we are required to do. So we're going to assign position there. Now, the easiest and fastest approach to that is to use a function called the rank function. Now, the rank function assigns position to numbers, assuming the numbers were sorted in either ascending or descending order. So we're going to look at how this can be assigned. Let's look at the syntax of this function. I'm going to move out this and I have the logic syntax. We are looking at the rank, which is the first one. I'll be shifting between here and the main report. The rank function is simply equal to rank. You take your bracket usually and you select the number you want to rank, which is what I've represented here as n. When you take a comma, the system is going to ask you for range. Now you highlight the range of numbers that you want to compare that selected number to. And when you take a comma, it's going to ask you for an optional argument, which is the order. The order simply means in what order are you looking? Are you looking at descending order, in which case the bigger value is going to be assigned an earlier position? So if I have 90%, for example, it can come maybe first or second, while 80 will be third, 70 will be fifth, in that order. So you either select ascending order or descending order, depending on what you are doing. So let's try to use that to assign positions to that these values. So I'm going to say equal to rank, and I open my bracket. Oh, that's rank average. And I open bracket. It's asking the number. That's my n. I'm ranking this number, and I take a comma. It's asking reference, which is the range. Where is the range of values? I'm ranking it amongst this number, which is the number is inclusive down to the end here, and then I hold that fixed. I have finished with the reference. Now I'm taking a comma. It's asking me what order am I looking at. Am I assigning this number based on descending or ascending order? Since I want the higher value to have an earlier position, so if you have 100, you are better than somebody who did 80. I'm going to select 0, which is as descending order. So I just press my tab and 0 comes and I hit my enter key. Now all I will do is just come here and then copy down. So I have achieved the first one, which is assign position to the staff based on their performance. So this is their performance, which means the first guy here is 16th in terms of performance from the 70 staff. Now let's look at the next one. The next assignment is telling us prepare a table of the top 5 performance for the quarter. Now what I intend to do here is create a dynamic table so that each time I'm doing this report, all I need is to change a particular number and then my report is ready. Because now I'm doing top 5. What if tomorrow I'm told to do top 10 or top 3? So I'm going to say here number, and for this particular exercise is number 5. Let me center that. Just want to put that there. Okay, so it's 5 numbers I'm actually looking at. Now I'm also going to say the title of my report is going to be top 5 performers. So if I change this to 3, that means my report should be top 3 performance. And I don't want to be changing anything in the report apart from this particular point I've painted yellow. So I'm going to make the title also dynamic by using either I can use concatenate or ampersand. So let me use a simple ampersand. I'm going to say equal to, we set top, and I close this. After top there should be a space, so I'm going to say and space and top 5. So I'm going to click on the 5. I'll leave it that way. After 5 I'm going to have a space, so I'm going to say and another space and performance. Is that spelling right? No, and performance. Okay, I'm sure I'm right. Let me hit my enter key and see. Okay, fine. Top 5 performance, which means if I change this to 7, for example, it should get top 7 performance. If I change this to 3, my heading will be top 3 performance. So I've made my heading to be dynamic, so this is fine by me. Now the next thing is I'm going to say serial number, name of the staff, and then the deposit generated deposit. So this is my heading. Now for name is going to, let me make this a bit bigger. So this is my report. Now if I have 5 here, that means my numbering will be 1 to 5. What if I change to 3? It's going to be 1 to 3. I'm also going to make this particular cell or this particular column dynamic, so that each time I change the values here, it should immediately get to 1 to 4 or to 5. So I'm going to use the simple if statement saying if I have 0 here, that means this place should be nothing here. That means I'm not required to prepare anything. So I'm going to say if this particular value here is equal to 0, then of course I don't have anything there. There should be nothing there. What am I doing? Okay, fine. If it's equal to 0, there should be nothing there. I take a comma, and it's asking me value if false. Of course, if it's false, that means there's number that I'm going to put 1. So it's 1. But if I put 0 here, or I delete that, there should be nothing there. Cool. So I'm gradually getting my dynamic report. Now the next one is simply going to be if this previous number is equal to this, then that means I have exhausted it. It should be nil. Otherwise, I should add 1 to it. So I'm going to say equal to if this value, if this particular value here is equal to this, that means I've exhausted the whole of the numbers. So if it's equal to that, what happened? Value if true. This space should not be numbered. You just give me space there. What if it's not true? Value if false. Otherwise, you should just add 1 to whatever is here. And I hit my enter. Fine. So all I'll need to do is to copy this number down. But first I have to hold this particular cell fixed, which is J1. I come here and I put my $sign. So I think I'm done now. I can copy this down to anywhere. Let me stop here. Let me copy this one down. Fine. Now look at a little problem has occurred here. It stopped at 5 and I'm having these error messages. This shouldn't be. So it means if I have 3, I'll have these error messages here. And I don't want the error messages. So what do? I come here and I said if this translates into an error, you should just leave a space there. So I'm going to come here and say if error, if the whole of this translates into error, that's the whole of this value. What do I want? I just need a space there. And I hit my enter key, so I can copy this down conveniently now, and you see those error is gone. So if I put in 5, great. So I have done my numbering, my serial number to be dynamic. I've placed my heading to be dynamic. The next thing is the deposit, which is the largest value. Now I'm going to use a function called max, M-A-X. What does max do? Max simply reports or bring out the highest value from a designed range or a selected range. So I'm going to say equal to max. It's asking me for numbers. Where are the numbers I'm selecting the largest from? Number 1, number 2. But since it's in a range, I'm just going to select the whole range. So I'm selecting the highest number from here. I highlight the whole of this. I hit my enter key. It's a one argument function. Very simple. That means the highest score or the highest deposit is 256. Now, how about the second highest deposit? Max can no longer solve that particular problem. The next function that will do that for us is large. What does large do? What large does is that it selects the nth largest item from a data range. So if I'm going to get the second one, my n is going to be 2. Third one, my n is going to be 3. And what is the syntax? The syntax is very simple. Equal to large. You select the range, which is that's R, and then K is the nth number. So if I'm looking for the second largest number, my K is 2. If I'm looking for the third largest number, my K is 3, in that order. So it's going to be very easy for me to get the second largest number and third largest number in that order. So I come here and I say equal to large. I open the brackets asking me for the array, which we selected the range. I come here and select the whole of this range. This is my array. Now, because I intend to copy down, I'm going to hold that fixed. And I take a comma. It's asking me, am I looking for the second, third, or fourth? Now, I'm looking for the second one. I can type 2, but that will mean each time I drag down, I'm going to be changing the values, and that will amount to hard coding. Like I've always mentioned, I don't like hard coding in my Excel functions, so I'm going to take out this 2 and click on this 2. So when I drag down, I'm not going to bother about changing any values. So I hit my enter key, and all I do is copy down. Now let me assume I'm copying down to somewhere here. Great, because I can say I want top 10. This error will come up here, and I don't want this error. You know what we did when we came to serial number? I'm going to do the same thing. Come here and say, if this formula translates into an error, if error, don't report all those hash value, just put a space there for me, and I think that's going to be okay. So I copy this down and I can remove those errors. Fantastic. So I can take 3, for example. I want the top 3, and I get this. Beautiful. So but now for this particular exercise we need 5. Now we've done 5 and we need to know which person have the score, and that's where we're going to use the X lookup function. Like I did mention, X lookup function is only to subscribers of Excel 2016 and later version. It's a 6-argument function which I have covered in detail in a separate video. But for this particular purpose, I'm going to look at only the 3 mandatory functions, mandatory arguments, which is equal to X lookup. It asks you for the value you want to look up, and this is the value I want to look up. I take a comma. The next one is lookup array. Where is that value? Which column? I pick this. I'm saying that number is in this particular place. And the third mandatory argument is return array. You can see the other arguments are in braces, which make them optional argument. Return array. What should I return? Return the name of the person, which is in this particular column. I hit my enter key. Now it's telling me that is the highest person. I just copy down. Let me copy down to wherever. I can put that to wherever, that's no problem. Yeah, so I do the same thing here. If it translates into an error or if now whatever, I can just say if error. I can actually use if any, since it's giving me any there. That's not a problem. I do this and I'm sure when I copy down. Okay, fantastic. So this is my report. Now, what if I'm doing for the top 7 tomorrow? I can just come here and change this to 7 and I hit my enter and I'm ready. If I'm doing for the top 10, I type here 10 and I do this. So now our report says 5, so I'm going to put 5 here and I'm done. Now, that is the number 2 requirement. The third one is a prepare a schedule for the bottom 5. So it's the same thing, except that we are going to use the bottom 5. So I'm going to use the same thing, the bottom 5. This time I'm going to use small and mean. So mean will mean I'm going to take the list. So if I take these values, should I delete this one? Okay, let me not delete. Yeah, let me see if I copy this, if it's gonna work. Okay, let me see if I can move this so I don't have to do the whole of this and have to pass through this journey again. It's not working, but I'm sure we can work around it. Okay. All right, let me see. Why is it not working? Okay, I should have held this and top this. Let me see if I hold this fix whether it will work. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I need to come here and just change this one to bottom 5. Okay, bottom 5 performance. Okay, so if I change this to 3, it's going to give me bottom 3 performance. Lovely. So let me save this one. Will work. Let me copy this one here so that we don't waste time there. Oh, it's not working. Let me see. Okay, so I can hold this one fixed. That's not a problem. Okay, so let me just come here. Okay, I think everything is fine now. I just need to apply. So I have designed the bottom 5. What do I need to do? I come here and I want the list, the bottom, the list. The list is simply going to be the person that have the last or the lowest performance, and that can only be achieved using a function called mean. Instead of max, I'm going to say equal to mean, and then I come here and select the whole of this one. And when I select this and I hit my enter, it's telling me the list guy generated a depth of 102. Now the third down, I'm going to use a function called small rather than large. So I'm going to say equal to small. Array is the same position here. I'm highlighting this. I take a comma. K, rather than take 2, I'm picking this one, and that's all. So I drag down. I can drag down to anywhere, just like we did in the other one. Can drag down to anywhere. I think I can take out this one actually so that we can see this clearly. We are fairly done with this. Okay. So I already have that, and I think I can drag this one down too. Okay, I can copy this one down. It's okay. So I come here, and what do? If this one translates into an error, so I come here and just say if error. If it is translating into an error, I'll just want a space there. I don't want that down, so I can do this. Fantastic. Now what I need to do again is just to use the same X lookup function and extract the candidates. Equal to X lookup. Look up this value. Where? Look it up in this particular column. And what should I return? Return the name of the person. Great. So I copied this down, and my report is set. So I can still extend it so that I take out the error values there by saying if error. Like I said, you can actually use if any, which is another function that can knock off that error there. So I copied this down. Now this is my report. So I have bottom 5 performance, and if I decide to say I'm doing for top or bottom 7, I change this to 7, and then my report is set. So this is how to use these lovely functions. We've looked at the rank function, the max and min, large and small, as well as the X lookup. Thank you very much for listening. In other videos, we're going to see much more of what Excel can do. Bye-bye.